What's up, YouTube? Franchise Sports TV back again with another video. Before I begin, how about you guys, if you haven't done so already, subscribe, like, or even share, or even comment in the comments down below. Now, I was trying to make another video about Kobe because we keep hearing these comparisons and seeing how this NBA is and how ESPN, and FS1 like to lower Kobe's legacy to almost nothing. People saying he's not top 10 and all sorts of stuff. Fortunately for me, Dominique Wilkins stepped in and happened to be, I guess he's been making his rounds everywhere, because I know he's gotten into I wouldn't say a back and forth with JJ Redick, but he called out JJ Redick over his disrespect, JJ Redick's disrespect on the older players from the 90s and 80s, and JJ Redick fired back with some whiny ass crap back towards him. But Dominique Wilkins was on the Knucklehead podcast, and they was talking, I think they were discussing the whole GOAT situation. And this is what Dominique had to say. Right quick, I'm going to read it off right here. He said the closest thing to him, meaning Jordan, was Kobe. People who played against Kobe, they know. If you haven't played against either one of them, you don't realize how good they really were. Especially when you had different social media feeds with these comparisons. Who is the GOAT? Who's the greatest? Who is not? I don't buy into all of that, he said. And I always had said this. The closest person to Jordan was Kobe. There's not really too many people that can fit that when it comes to like mirror image. So he's really right about that. I don't understand where people continue to keep. I don't get where people continue to keep trying to draw the comparisons between LeBron and Jordan. It doesn't make sense. I just don't think people, especially the younger generation, I find it weird that when people do have these goofy discussions, they start out like this. They say, "Oh, I'm a Kobe fan. I'm a Kobe fan." But then, as they continue to debate and argue, they somehow have more arguments to protect LeBron than Kobe. It's weird to me. It's like they're contradicting themselves the whole entire time. It's weird to me. But there's nothing compared to this Kobe's game. It's really nothing. Keep discussing this all the time. I do say Kobe has done things, can do some things better than Jordan. I still think that mid-range that Kobe shot is just the difficulty of the shots he's taking were more than what Jordan is. Like I said before, I'll say it again because I probably have new subscribers that haven't heard me talk about this. Kobe's game is just like a ballet, you know? Turnaround jumper, everything's uniform, nothing's herky-jerky, nothing's out of place, like a certain food, like the food from Akron is. He tries to keep doing that, but it just comes off, it just doesn't work when he does it. It's not feeling the same. And it's a killer assassin. That's what Kobe is, a deadly assassin. Play all the way. There's been playoff series. I just see him out there. I'm just like, God. There's really not much. There's nothing out there that can really stop him from doing that. He just specialized the tough and difficult shot. And he worked on it, which is funny. He worked on his difficult shots. That is crazy. And just having the mentality to go out there and get it. And I'm going to continue to keep bringing this up because going back to that missed call that LeBron didn't get against the Celtics. If that would have been Kobe, he would have went out there and he would have won the game in overtime. Nothing more about it. He would have found a way to win, not to mope, not to whine, and not to disappear. Like LeBron does. I ain't never seen Kobe disappear. I guess at times, sometimes you could say he took bad decisions, meaning going back to the those I wouldn't say earlier days, but them around the 2005, 2006, those type of years when he played against the Suns. But people are gonna try and bring up Kobe what's it say? He choked. I'm not counting the 2004 NBA Finals. He had a great defender on him in Tayshaun Prince. That people don't understand how good that Detroit Pistons team really was in defense. They was probably one of the, I'm surprised some people don't put him in the top 5 defensives of all time in NBA history. The Detroit 2003-2004 Detroit Pistons. Against the Celtics the first time. He did his thing, but the Celtics had a game plan. But he also had a great defender on him in James Posey. He still managed to get his, but it just wasn't enough. That Boston Celtics thing was just too much. But when he finally got Ron Artest and got a little bit more on him to help him out, he was unstoppable. The man had heart. See him take 2 free throws after tearing his Achilles, and then seeing him in the locker room right after that, how heartbroken he was. Because that man loved the game. He played the game the right way. He wanted to win. It was none of this friendly stuff. It was none of this that we see now. None of this AAU teaming up crap. When people say, yeah, Steve Nash and Dwight Howard. When Steve Nash was on his last leg. And it's the Lakers. He didn't call for them. He didn't buddy up with them. They came to the Lakers. So at one point in time, everybody wanted to play in LA. Unlike somewhat now. The man came back stronger after that Achilles. It wasn't the same, but I bet his mind was sharper. His mind was stronger to go get it. After the Achilles, after that, I think it was a knee fracture he had a year later that kept him out. Man balled his heart out. Man played on both sides of the ball. Yeah, he may not have been Defensive Player of the Year, but he had at least 8 defensive teams. Either first or second. Led in steals. Yeah, LeBron passed the ball better than him, but is LeBron really that much of a passer, better passer than him? People act like Kobe never passed the ball. I think Kobe had a career high either 18 assists or 22 assists. So what are we talking about? Man wanted to go get it. There's none of that. It's none of that anymore. The only person I want to save this video for later, but because I asked the question not too long ago, but the only person I really see with that type of mentality just to go out there and get it and not complain and not freaking get on ESPN and throw his teammates under the bus asking for another player on a different team is Giannis. You don't see that with Giannis. He can go out there and get it. You people may not like Giannis's game. You may not like it because he don't shoot a whole bunch from 3-point. But he is he came from the line of people, of players from the past, including Kobe, that just went out there and played both sides of the ball and played hard. He the only one I see out there actually trying to play. Actually, that's the only team that actually out there trying to play defense. So, not to go into a long spiel about it, but there's nothing skill-wise. It's very hard to put all that together. There's nobody out there today that skill-wise has has that type of that Mamba, like I said, that Mamba mentality out there to go get it. It's very hard to do that. I don't think anybody else can really do it because basketball these days, especially the NBA, they're just worried about their money. So yes, Dominique is right. Not to go into a long tirade. Dominique is right. The closest thing to Jordan was Kobe. And ESPN, FS1, or whoever else, other people out there in the YouTube streets, got the nerve to try to diminish this guy's career because he's not here no more. They're trying so hard to. But you can't. Now, as long as I'm on YouTube, I ain't going to let that legacy die because that was the epitome of basketball. As I sit here and look at my Kobe sixes. Yeah, just bought some Kobe sixes. That was the epitome. He was the epitome of basketball. When he retired, basketball took a step back. And I see other people try to revive it, but it's too hard. Because the face of the NBA is with this buddy ball, supposedly. And I just feel like when he, sad to say this, when he passed away, I just feel like the NBA kind of took an even more step back because he's, like I said, not around to check some of these people or even to put his input on the game anymore. My dad always says when Tim Duncan, Kobe retire, he's pretty much done watching NBA basketball. Now, I was fortunate that Giannis came into his own, but he always says, tell me when the playoffs start, when the Bucks are in the playoffs. That's when he'll start watching it. But regular season, nah, he ain't watching none of this stuff. He said they call way too many fouls, can't touch people. It's just ridiculous now. He says there's no heart. He only sees one person with some type of heart out there. But that's all I gotta say. Dominique is right. Sorry, freaking LaQuire. You can't beat that. Everybody knows it. Everybody sees it. Just because ESPN says Kobe is whatsoever they can say to diminish him, don't make it true. It never will be true. Sorry. Kobe is better than LeBron. I don't care what you say about it. Sorry.